Pat's personal portrait. We have so many people coming into the building to do these so that I can introduce you to people that in many cases you're unfamiliar with, but have really fascinating, intriguing stories to tell. Well, this is a lady who's in this building every day from noon to 3.
Yep.
Karie Dozer, radio personality, nonpareil, and so many other things we're going to be getting into. Karie, holidays at the Dozer house. In fact, I want to know what holidays are like for somebody who has a job. You're on the air every day. You prepare for hours before you go on. How do you have time to shop?
You know what? I do a lot of online shopping. And you know what? I think now that I have more to do, I'm better at doing it.
Really?
Yeah. When I didn't have a full-time job, I would find every excuse in the book not to get started. And this year I didn't have time. I just got started.
But you have 9 full-time jobs.
I have 4.
But I mean, a long, long broadcast day and a wife of a very busy businessman.
Yeah.
The mother of Jack. How old is Jack?
Jack is 9. I know.
Excuse me, I just got whiplash.
He's 9.
Who is more difficult to shop for, Rich or Jack?
Danielle. She's our 20-year-old. Sorry, I threw that right out at you. But she's in college, and so she has distinct tastes in clothing.
A 20-year-old college girl, and you actually try to buy clothing.
I try, and then she takes it back. But it's okay. It's an effort.
But I narrowed it down to Jack and Rich.
Yeah.
She's in college. Jack and Rich are at home.
Jack's easy. Little boys like everything. If it's a jersey with some famous person's name on it, he loves it. If it's a ball, he loves it. If it has something to do with football, he can kick a ball through it, he loves it. If it's an Xbox game, he loves it. He's easy.
Well, we wanted to talk about the other child, Laura.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but let's talk about Laura, because I think that it's the kind of conversation and the kind of focus that can help a number of people who are watching get past some of their problems.
Yeah.
Tell us about Laura.
So Laura, we had a special needs daughter. She was born in 1999. And she was born 3 months early for no good reason and had severe cerebral palsy. So she never walked, she never talked, she never ate. She didn't do much of anything.
Your first child.
Yeah. Great program. So I wouldn't recommend it, but I have to say she changed our lives, everybody's life, in a different way.
How were you prepared, though,
Was not prepared.
to take care of all, I mean, talk about special needs, this many special needs?
Right. Yeah, it's a good thing they don't tell you that's coming, because you would run. You're just not prepared. It's a big test.
How were you prepared for the first Christmas after Laura died?
You know what? I think we all became more appreciative when we had Laura of every little thing. We were appreciative of things that sound really trite and silly, like our health and like our home, and the fact that we could care for her at home and we didn't have to send her somewhere or give her up or do something unthinkable. We were pretty lucky. And so the hard part about Laura, oddly enough, wasn't losing her and living without her. It was learning how to deal and how to take care of her the best. And so losing her was hard, but it happened in April.
And she was how old?
And she was 9. And so I thought about that the other day, because I now have a son who is the age that Laura was when she died. And he asked that question. He knows he was alive, for 4.5 years of her life, and so he remembers her. And he gave her such an she gave him, such an appreciation of kids who don't have everything just right, kids in wheelchairs, kids who are blind, kids who are somehow disabled, that he has an amazing peace with it, and he's just so cool with kids like that. So we were talking about that, and he said, how old was Laura when she died? And I said, she was 9, and it was his birthday. He was turning 9. And I thought, well, there's a moment.
Oh.
Yeah, and so I could see his little wheels turning. And he knows he's okay. I mean, he knows that she died. And he asks every once in a while, because she died of pneumonia, because kids with CP get pneumonia, and it's often, life-threatening. And so he asked about it, and I could see his little wheels turning, like, what is that? Will I get it? And I said, you're nothing like Laura. But we learned a lot of good lessons from her.
One of the biggest lessons, it would seem to me, for any family who loses a child is to learn how to deal with grief, especially during festive times.
Right.
How do you do it?
You know what? It's something that's so private that you do it your own way, and there's no right or wrong way. And I, oddly enough, and I don't know whether it's just when something happens to you like Laura happened to us, you're more aware of things happening to other people, but you definitely are. And people tend to share their stories with you because they think you understand. And I've had an enormous number of friends who've lost children. I think an outrageous number. And we talk about it all the time because at Christmas, you send out Christmas cards, and there's the family picture. And people say, oh, it's Christmas, how many children do you have? And so I think holidays more than any other time, you're really guarded. You kind of circle the wagons a little bit because you know that those questions are coming from people who are meaning well, and you just have to be really ready to answer them. So I always tell people to be really prepared. I always tell people, you're going to get the question, how many kids do you have? Have a really good answer for that. Know that you might ad-lib, but have a really good answer for that, and know that it's always an okay answer, whatever you say.
You just gave a gift to a number of people out there saying, what am I going to do if? What am I going to do when?
The question will come. It always comes.
Yeah, Karie Dozer, Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
To
Merry
you and
Christmas
Jack
to you.
and Rich and Laura.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. Happy holidays.